Okay, guys, welcome back to Heart Academy. As you know, I was concerned about doing fractions again because it's been a while since we've done fractions. Haven't done it since the second quarter, and many of us have forgotten what to do. So, and you know how important it is for me to make sure that you have these skills. And being able to do them without a calculator. Sometimes you're going to end up with large numbers on this one when it comes to the multiplication part. So I am okay to use a basic calculator, but not a calculator that allows you to do fractions. And the reason why I'm okay with you allowing you to do the basic calculator is because you might end up with large numbers such as 38 times 27. And if you have a difficult time with that, I'm okay with using a calculator for that. But just because I'm saying that you're allowed to use a calculator doesn't mean that you can't show your work, okay? And I'm going to show you through this video how to make sure that you can still show your work, even division, writing down all your steps of division instead of using it just in the calculator. So this was the first page of the fraction mixed review that we did today. And so I'm going to do some from this page, if this is the page that you have for homework, and then I'm going to do some from the other page, if that's the page that you have for homework, or both. Some classes had both pages, some classes had one. If you are in the pre-algebra classes, you had both pages for homework. Let that be clear. If you're an exploring junior high math one, you had one page. But this video, part one, part two perhaps, is going to cover questions from both pages. Am I going to do all of them for you? No, absolutely not. I'm going to make sure that I have done a couple of each type of problem so that you are well on your way to remembering what to do for the rest of them. And if the ones that I do are not helping you, remember, go back to Heart Academy, scroll all the way down. You will see back, and maybe it was January, it might even be before that, you will see all the fraction videos are still there and available for you to use so that you can refresh yourself on how to do these. With that said, I'm going to get started. And I'm first going to do an addition problem, so I'm going to do this one that's right here. And I'm going to give myself more room with this. Hold on. So what I have here is this addition problem is the one whoops, let me get rid of that guy. The one I'm doing is right here, but I'm going to rewrite it over here because, as you know, I like to set it up vertically. Because with adding and subtracting fractions, you need to find a common denominator. Here we go. So that's what I'm really looking at. So remember, when you're trying to find this common denominator that's right here, you can either multiply these two bottom numbers, or you can use your multiplication chart. Let me see if I can get to a multiplication chart and not my email. There we go. So we can go to a multiplication chart and try to find a number in each column. So for example, this is what I mean by that. You're looking in the 9 and the 7 column until you find a number that they both have in common. So again, you're going into the 9 and the 7 column to see if you run into a number that they both have in common. If I do that, you will see quickly that the number that they have, the first number that they have in common is going to be, let's take a look across, you're taking a look across, should be what, the 9 and the 7 column, 60, there it is, it's 63, 7, yep, so 63. So that is a common denominator that I'm going to use for both of those, okay? So that means what I'm going to do is make this a 63. 63 is the number that they have in common. And remember, what we do now is divide, then multiply. Divide, then multiply. So 9 will go into 63. How many times? 7, right? And then you do your 7 times 8. So once you have that down, you can do your 7 times 8. Use your multiplication chart if you need to, or you can actually use a calculator if you need to. Your 7 times 8 is going to be 56. Okay? Not sure how I got that. Again, 9 will go into 63. How many times? 7. 7 times 8, 56. 7 will go into 9, or 7 will go into 63 9 times, then 9 times 13. So once I have my 9 times 13, that's going to give me 104. And remember, this problem was addition, so now I will add the two top numbers. You have 56 plus 104. So if you're adding 56 plus 104, and you can use a calculator for this part, okay? So let's see, 56 plus 104, that should give you 160. So now I have 160. Bottom number stays the same, 63. But look at this, it's top heavy, right? And you know you can't leave it that way. I'm going to erase this for a second so that I have some room. Remember, we have 160 over 63. So 160 over 63, right? So what does this mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that we need to make it to an improper. So basically, we need to take 63, and how many times will it go into 160? So again, I am okay with you using a calculator now because we used this entire year without a calculator. So I'm okay with you using a calculator to help you with some of these facts to go quickly. But that means I still want you to show your answer. Okay? I still want you to show this work I'm doing right here. So if you take a calculator and you do, how many times will 63 go to 160? Doing a calculator, 160 divided by 63. You're going to 2.539683, whichever. This is how you can just use the calculator to help you a little bit. Just take the whole number. What is the whole number in that decimal answer you got? That whole number is 2. Just take that. Now, do the steps of division. What was 63 times 2? 63 times 2, 126. Now you can do subtraction. You can do that part in the calculator. 160 minus 126. You have 34 left over. Okay? If you didn't understand how to do that, don't worry. There's going to be plenty more practice with this. But this is how you can use a calculator to help you a little bit, but yet still show your work. So now with all this, you can put your fraction together. You have 2, 34, and a 63. That 2 is the whole number. 34 is the numerator. 63 is the bottom number. There you go. 2, 34 over 63. Okay? Moving on to another one. That was an addition problem. I'm now going to do a subtraction problem. Okay? So, let me move this over a little bit more. There we go. And I have this subtraction problem is what I'm going to do next. Remember, I like to set it up vertically, 4 over 11. And now I need to find my matching bottom numbers. I need a number for 13 and 11. Go to your multiplication chart. Look under the row of 13 and 11. Here is my 13 and 11. And if I go past, you will eventually see that 143 is the number that they have in common. It's the first number that they have in common is 143. Okay? How do I know that so quickly? It's because I've done these problems many, many, many times today already. So I already knew that my first one was going to be 143 simply because I've done it today. If not, I would be going very slow, checking very carefully for that first number that they have in common. All right, so now you have your bottom number as 143. And here you go, 143. Remember, what do we do next? Divide, then multiply. Divide, then multiply. So, how many times will 13 go to 143? Not sure? Go back. Look at your 13th column until you get to 143. Answer is 11. Because they're multiples of each other. So, take that 11, multiply it with the top. 11 times 8 will give you 88. 11 will go into 143. Guess what? 13 times. Now you have your 13 times 4. Use a calculator if you need to. 13 times 4, 52. And what were we doing with this problem? We were subtracting. Okay, so 88 minus 52, 36. Bottom number stays the same, 36 over 143. Ta-da, and you're done. All right, let's see what else I can do. So we also have a type of problem that is, let me go to a regular multiplication problem first, and then I'll go to the one with the mixed number. So that was an addition practice, a subtraction practice. Here is a multiplication practice. I'll go and do this one right here. See that? That's the one I'm aiming for. This is on the first page still. So what I have is 29 over 28 times 16 over 58. Okay? Now, I like to reduce before I multiply across. So, I can reduce this way or reduce this way. Okay? And what I mean by that is you can only reduce diagonally if you're reducing before you multiply. Okay? So, let's take a look at the green line. Can you find a 29 and a 58 in your multiplication chart in the same row? the multiplication chart is a good tool to use to help you figure out if you can reduce. I'm looking for a row that has 29 and 58, right? So I'm going to go over here. Remember, can't use the first row. I'm looking for a 29 and a 58. So here we go. Do I have a 29 in this row? No. 29 in this row? No. 29 in this row? No. 29 here? No. 29 here? No. 29 here? No. 29 here? No. It's not looking good for us, huh? 29 here? Nope. How about here? Nope. Here? Nope. 29 has got to be in there somewhere, but it's not coming up very closely, is it? Nope. No 29s. No 29s. And I'm assuming that I'm not going to see a 29 and a 58 in the same row. Okay? 29 and a 58, not going to see it in the same row. But how about a 28 and a 16? So let's look at the orange line that I created. A 28 and a 16. Here we go. So now I'm looking for a 28 and a 16. Right? See? 28 and 16. I'm going to look for the 16 first because you'll see it first in a number line with the multiplication chart. Here's a 16. Here's a 28. I found one. That means 8 and 14. But I know these are two even numbers, so I know I can find it again if I see two even numbers. Okay? So let's try it again. No 16 here, but here's one. And a 28. So now I have 4 and a 7. That's an even and odd. So I'm going to choose this one. Remember, your answer might be in more than one row. See that? 16, 28. 16 and 28. So you might want to double check to make sure they're not in any other rows. Okay? And if they're not in any of the rows, go to the farthest row that you have. So not this one, but this one. And your new fraction is 4 and a 7. So the 16 will become a 4. The 28 will become a 7. Watch this. 16 will become a 4. 28 becomes a 7. Now we can multiply straight across. Use a calculator if you need to. 29 times 4. 29 times 4 is 116. And then 58 times 7. I have 406. Now, these are two even numbers. So I know eventually they're going to reduce even more, okay? So even though I couldn't reduce this way, I know that these two are even numbers. The 6 is even and 6 is even. To figure out if something is even numbered, no matter how big the number is, look at the last digit. If the last digits are even, the entire number is even, okay? So for this one, I know I can reduce it again. But what can I reduce it by? I don't know. Perhaps I'll try 4, okay? So I'm going to try dividing by 4 on both sides. Let me bring this over here. Will 4 go into evening here? Let's find out. 116 divided by 4. Well, that gave me 29. Will 116 or 4 go into 406? Let's find out. 406 divided by 4. Nope. So I'm going to bring this number down to 2. So remember, if they're both even numbers, you know 2 will always work. 116 divided by 2. That gives me 58. Okay. And then 406 divided by 2. 203. So now I'm up to 58 and 203. Okay. Now, I'm okay if you stop here, but I can tell you it will reduce a little bit more to eventually you're going to get like 36 and 143. But I'm okay if you stop here as long as you try to reducing at least once. All right. So for now, I'm going to cut this video short and start another one still on the first page. So this video has just become part 1. See you in the next one.